Hey YouTube, welcome back. Today we have this problem called longest palindromic substring. We have given a string. We want to return the longest palindromic substring. So basically, a substring is a contiguous, non-empty sequence of characters within the substring. So, for example, we have this one. We have the longest substring could be BAP because it's a palindrome. We can read from backward and forward the same. We can also take a ABA like ABA or ABA. I don't know what it will be. Um, because also it leads from backward to forward the same. Here we can have BB and we read backward forward the same. Um, the ways to solve this problem, I will say there are plenty of them. Like I guess maybe what comes to my mind, four approaches, and I will include all of them, each one of them, in a separated video. Today we wanna try to check all substrings. We will do like brute force solution, which will be like that. Let's assume that we have this string, okay, and in this string, let's just have the pen. Okay, so basically in this string, okay, we will try to have a start and end, and we will try to compare the start and the end with each other. So for example, if the start doesn't equal the end, we want to make them equal to each other. I will take one from the start and I'll try to compare it to this end. I will take one from the end and this will be the end. I will try to compare it here. If it doesn't work, I will do this one. And right now the end is this one, and they equal each other. In the middle, it will equal for itself. So if it doesn't seems reasonable, basically if you have a specific string, substring, okay, and you want to know if it's a palindrome or not, let's say that each square represents a character. You want to compare every start with every end, and the should equals each other, because I want to make sure this string is reading it from backward and forward is the same. So basically, if each start equals each end, so if this start, it should equal this one. If this start should equal this one, and this in the middle, it's equals by itself. So this is how we manage to do that. So a quick way to do it, first, it will be pretty straightforward. We will create first a check function. We call it check, and this check function will take a start and end. Okay, and also we will take the string that would try to loop through. So in this one, I want to just check the first and the end. So I will say first let left equals start, and let right equals end. Wait a minute. Right, it will be okay. Let's make it ing because I don't wanna. So let left equals I, and let right equals j minus I minus, no, let's make it -1, and I will take y -1, and I will say while s of left s of left equals doesn't equal s no, I'm not focusing. Sorry guys, I'm not focusing at all today. So I will create a while loop, and in this while loop I will try to loop through the array, but I want to make sure that the left is smaller than right, while left is smaller than right. And after that, I wanna say that if s of left, let's call it s yeah, instead of string, doesn't equal s of, right? That means we don't have a palindrome, because we want to make sure that if we have a palindrome, we want to make sure that the first character equals the end character. So if the first character doesn't equal the last character, that means it's not a palindrome, so we return false. And I will have left, it will be plus plus, and right, it will be minus minus. So basically we try to compare new characters. And if the while loop without the while loop end without returning anything, I will return true. Okay. Here we have the check function, because it will be helpful. And in the other in this function, I guess this will be like in 5 lines of code. So first I want to create a for loop, and I will create the one, it will be length, it will be equals s dot length, and the length will be equals, it should be bigger than 0, and length minus minus. Basically I would try first to make to see if the full string is palindrome or not. I will try to do this first. After that, so I will try to do it with each string. Like for example, I had this one, so I will include the all. If it didn't work, the length it will be that. If it didn't work, the length it will be equal to that, you know. And I'll create another for loop, because I want to create I want to know I want to compare each character with each other. So I'll create another loop, and I will call it let start, and this will represent the start of the string equals 0, and start less than s dot length, and start should be less than s dot length minus the length plus 1. And I will say why this one it needs some description. And start plus plus. So basically here, let's just do it like that. So let's just look at this one quite specifically. So this one will be start, okay? But if I am, let's take this example again. If I am here, this is the start and this end. So basically I want to take the string in this area. So the start equals 0, and the start should be less than the start is the length, which will be 5, minus length plus 1, minus 5 also. Okay. And no, not minus 5. It should be minus, yeah, it will be like minus 1 or something like that. So basically, we are defining the arrays that we start from. You know, we start from here to here, here to here. And when I run the example, you will understand it. I wanna right now I have my start and I have my length, and length is represents where I should end. So I wanna know if the length of the substring of this string is a palindrome or not. So I will just run if I wanna run the check function here, which we take start, and we take the end will be start plus length, because we don't want to take everything, and also I put the s for them. And if this was true, I will return s dot substring start and start plus length. If you don't understand this one, it's not easy to understand. So let's just try to submit the code first. After that, let's discuss how we solve this one. Okay, it works. So basically, first of all, the check, I guess the check is okay. Let me just describe the code first. So the longest palindrome function takes a string called s as an input and return the longest palindromic substring found with the s. Okay, We defined nested function, or like we defined not nested, this is function. We defined this function called a check, which take I and j and s to determine if the substring of s from index I to index j minus 1 is a palindrome. So basically we iterate from both ends of the substring, comparing characters. If it finds a pair of characters that doesn't match, we return false. If it successfully iterates through the entire substring without finding any mismatches, we return true. 3, which will be here, this is quite a complex one. The main part of the code consists of 2 nested loops, okay? The outer loop iterates through all possible length of strings, starting from the length of the input strings s and decreasing down to 1. The inner loop iterates through all possible starting positions of the substring of the current length. It checks each substring using the check function to determine if it's palindrome or not. 5, when the palindrome is found, it immediately returns the palindrome substring as a result. If no palindrome substring is found within S, the function returns an empty string, which should return an empty string, sorry. Okay, so let's just start here. First, we have the length, which will be the end. Like, for example, let's just run this example, because with running this example, it will be way more easier for us. So let's just have length here. So length will equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will equals 5, and we have start will equal 0 equals 0, and basically start will stop at this number, which will be I guess if we have it like that, we start to do it like this. So basically start will stop at number 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Should we start as 4, I guess. Basically, if is the length, which will be 5 minus this one, yeah, start as 1 like that, and just to compare it and just to go back. Okay, so let me do it. No, anyway, so basically start here, it will equal 0. Okay, start will equal 0 and length will equal 5, and we try here to do it like that. So basically we check, we put start and we add start plus length, which will be 5 also, and we give s to it, which is string. So left will equals I, which will be start, which will be 0, and j will equals right will be equals j minus 1, so it will be 4 because j equals 5. And we try to find, first of all, we try to find if s dot left, which will be this one, equals s dot right. This is not true, so we return false. When we return when this doesn't when this is not true, what we're doing, we take we increase start by 1. Okay, so start right now equals 1, and we start to continue looping. Sorry. So the we continue, the length was 5, and when we continue the length, if the length here is 5, start look at this one, because we making sure the length of 5, and we try to work with start. So basically start is less than, okay, it's less than 1. So basically if start is less than 1, we try once, because the length of 5 only has one possible solution, because we have 5 string in the character, so the length of 5 has only 5 possible solutions. So we take one from the length, and start will be 0 again, and we run this function. Okay, so when we run this function, we have I will equal 0, and right will equals 4 minus 1, it will be 3. So try to do it like that. If b equals a, this is not true, so this is false. So let's see how start would be. How many possible strings can we find in the length of 4? So if we wanna know that, we just have to run this equation. So s dot length, which will be 5 minus 5, it will be 1 minute 5 minus 5, it's less than or equal right, it's 5, right? Is the length, it's 5 1 2 3 4, yeah, and the length plus 1, it will be 5 minus 5, so 0. So I guess we stop here, and also we continue in we take 1 from length, so length will be equals 3, and by doing 3 we will have we try to compare it with we pass it to the check, and we have the check here, I equals 3, and this will equals I guess 2, because it's 3 minus 1, and we try to compare them. So yeah, equals each other, and both of them will be a, so an a equals each other, so return true, and after that we return the substring. So yeah, that's it. It's it wasn't easy to describe, but yeah. And yeah, that's it for this video, and I hope you like my content. If you like my content, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you will never miss a video, and see you in future problem.